Okay.
No. So, I'm gonna read a short story about getting unstuck. Okay? When I read it, like it just fits like us on me. The goal here is that you don't get unstuck. Because you gotta do more than that when you get unstuck. Just don't stay there. He said, but when you remain unstuck by becoming unstoppable. So, unstoppable. Yes, I made that word up, but no, that I mean is resilience. Resilience doesn't mean that you don't stumble or fall. It doesn't mean you don't take breaks or have a need to recuperate from failures and mistakes. It means that along your path, regardless what happens, you do what it takes to recover, heal, rebuild, and move forward. Life is unpredictable. Often things that we wish didn't. The question is, will you allow your life to completely cease when challenges or negative events happen? Will you seek God's perfect will for your life? Will you have faith in the amazing things in store for you? If you believe and act in accordance with that belief, when you become unstoppable, you epitomize the power of God in your life. God is able to use you to draw people near to Him because they see Him when they see your testimony. They see His strength made perfect in your weakness, and they want that type of strength. So people, when they see you, they see God. People want that testimony. So they see amazing faith, grace, and miracles unfold in your life. Something tells them it isn't just you, but the power at work in you. So, and they begin to thirst the same power. As you embrace these tools as your own, you will learn to use the most powerful force that you have to get unstuck from patterns that have sabotaged your potential. That force is your mind. So let's journey together to get to the highest of where God is calling you. There is something more, something bigger, something better waiting for you. It's time to get unstuck so you can live an amazing life in God is calling you tonight. So you gotta get unstuck. You gotta show people that God's working in you. And you don't really have to show them; they'll see that God's working. So, and tonight we're gonna have our very own Mr. Orlando Salinas. So let's give him a hand.
Resilience.
He's out of control.
Man, I like that. But I gotta learn how to spell it because I tried to spell it. I want to welcome everyone here tonight. Thank you for coming tonight. I was telling brother over there that I'm always thinking about what I want to share. I pray about this. I think about it, and I'm like, sometimes I'm not sure where I want to go. Who remembers what we did last week? Anybody? What did we do last week, son?
Jesus was great.
Okay, Jesus was right. Hey, he tried.
That's right.
Somebody, at least he tried.
Put it right there.
Nobody want to give it a whip because I couldn't even remember.
I think we talked about like the difference, between being a winner and like a loser. Steps into getting better at yourself.
That's right. That's what we talked about. We're gonna do part 2 today. I was giving you a challenge. I gave you a challenge, or to ask you, or should I say, I guess it was a challenge. I was asking you to evaluate yourselves on whether you have a loser mindset or winner mindset. That's what I was challenging you to do. Because we talk a lot about the mind in here. Válgame, Rudy.
Mindset.
Well, sorry, the mindset. I will challenge you, where are my notes? About to evaluating yourself about whether you have a mindset of a loser or a winner. Now, some of you may be asking, well, the reason I put loser and winner in this class is because when I started this class, this was the idea in my mind, is to help you understand the difference between a loser and a winner. And that above all, that it was a choice. That it was a choice. You may feel like a winner, you may look like a winner, you may think you're a winner, but you could be a loser. Right? Okay, now turn that around. You can think you're a loser, you can think you're no good, you can think you'll never make it, but what? You could be a winner. But it's a mindset. The idea is to learn to be a winner. Because everywhere I go, whether it be in a church, in a school, in a prison, I ask people, who wants more success in your life? And by the way, I'm going to talk about my favorite subject. What do you think it is? Nobody knows my favorite subject. Tell them, go ahead. There you go. Success. Overcoming in life. That's my favorite subject. And everywhere I go, I ask the people that I'm speaking to, who would like more success in their life? And everybody raises their hand. And then when people don't raise their hand, I tell them, well, maybe I ought to ask this question. Who wants to be a loser in life? Right? It changes the perspective, right? Changes your mindset. We got to remember when I was in prison, robbed the store for one more hit of cocaine on my daughter's 4th birthday. When I tell that to people, it catches people's attention. Because I know what it means to be a loser. A loser drug addict. Right? That's what I was. And the reason that I put, do you want to be a loser or do you want to be a winner? Is because it's a choice. And I knew how to be a loser, could write a book on it, right? Like some of us could do. Who could write a book on being a loser? There you go, look at this. I'm telling you. So if you want to stay there, then you don't have to worry about anything I'm about to say. But if you want to trade places, right? And this is what this class is all about. And it's a choice. That's why it's called choose to change. It's a choice. Let me read something to you as we get started. I've read this before, but I don't remember the last time I read it, so I'm going to read it again. Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
The challenge to succeed. It is a challenge to succeed in life. Because if it was not, more people would be successful. They are trying to figure it all out. They are mystified and perplexed by what seems to be some strange, complex, and elusive secret that must be found if success is to be enjoyed. While most people spend their lives struggling to earn a living, a much smaller number seem to have everything going their way. Instead of just earning a living, this much smaller group, where am I? Is busily engaged. By the way, those of you that are here, you're busily engaged in something. In designing and enjoying a better life. Everything just seems to be working out for those people, people say, while this much larger group sits in awe at how life can be so unfair, complicated, and unjust. Has anybody ever heard somebody be complaining about their life? Has anybody ever heard somebody say, why do they have all the success? Why does it seem like they're having success? Why do they get all the good luck, right? Listen to this next. I'm a nice person, the man says to himself. How come these other guys seem to be happy and prosperous? struggling. You ever wonder why you're always struggling? You're gonna find out today. I mean, I'm a good man, I'm a good husband, I'm a good father, I'm a good worker. How come nothing seems to ever work out for me? Life just isn't fair. I'm even smarter and willing to work harder than some of these other people who just seem to have everything just working their way. He says all this as he sits back down on the sofa, pops open a cold one, and watches, and ready to watch another evening of television and reality TV. You see, you've got to be more than a good person. You've got to be more than a good worker. You know, I remember I was talking about last week, I was talking to you about how we judge people, how we look at people. We judge people by their actions. And how do we judge ourselves?
Intentions.
By our intentions. And I remember thinking to myself, I want you to think about this for a minute with me. Many of you here were in front of a judge before. And I remember being in front of a judge at 19 years old, and I was a good kid. But see, that was my perspective on myself. I was a good kid, right? But what the judge was looking at was this. She had my rap sheet in front of her, and in front of her was, I had a murder case, I had an aggravated robbery charge, a burglary of habitation, a burglary of a building, and escape. But my judge and my mom was trying to convince the judge that I'm a good kid. But can you see how this works? See, you're going to be judged by your actions, not your words. Your words condemn you, but your actions reveal you. You see, you've got to be more than just a good person, a good worker. You've got to become a good planner, a good dreamer. You've got to go further. You've got to see the future finished in advance. You've got to put in the long hours. Let me repeat that one. You've got to put in the long hours and put up with the setbacks and the disappointments. You've got to learn to enjoy the process. There's that word again. Because change is a process. Isn't it? Who's been in this process for a while already? Of change, right? It's a process. Does it have up and downs? Does it have pains and hurts sometimes? Does it have disappointments? Yeah. And you can quit at any time, right? That's your priority, or what is that?
Prerogative.
Prerogative. That's your choice. You can quit. You can go home. At any time. You've got to learn to enjoy the process and the disciplines. There's another word, disciplines. Does it take discipline? Yes. And of the putting yourself through the paces of doing the uncomfortable until it becomes comfortable. I don't even think we're going to get there, but I always bring a bunch of stuff. I have a thing called the power of habits. There's a lot of bad habits that we had to change. Who had a lot of bad habits that you had to change? I did. Yeah. I was going to talk about that today. Habits. See, the reason that you went back to your old ways is because of your habits. The reason you keep on failing is because of your habits. You're learning to create new habits. Por eso los homeboys dicen, vas para la chorcha, ahí vas por la chorcha otra vez, ahí vas por la chorcha otra vez. You know what you're doing? You're creating new habits. And guess where that's going to take you? A better habit. To a better pace. How simple is that? Right? If you have a good habit, what do you think it's going to produce? Something good. Good results. I mean, this stuff is simple. So if you have bad habits, what? What's it going to produce?
Bad results.
How simple is that? See, once I got this, once this refinement of philosophy
Take it on.
bursted in my consciousness. I like the way Jim Rome says it. When it bursted in my consciousness, in my mind, how simple this stuff, this idea of change is. And I started doing it. I do a class. Who remembers the class that I did that we learned a new word called mundane? Who remembers that? Nobody? Nobody remembers. Nothing I teach.
No.
Mundane. Who knows what mundane means? Jamie?
Doing the same thing over and getting no results.
Same results, giving the same results.
No, that's kind of true,
But different.
but it's not getting the same results. Mundane is more of the feeling of doing something over and over. It just gets tiresome, it gets weary, it gets, at least that's what I understand as mundaneness. That it gets tiring and weary, the same thing over and over every day, work after work, getting up at 6, every day going to bed at 10, 12, getting up at 6, it's mundane, same thing over and over and over. It's mundane. It's tiresome. Okay, if you want success in your life, get used to the mundane.
Like routine.
It's just, sometimes it's
Routine.
boring. Sometimes life is boring, right? If you're a drug addict, if you were a drug addict and you stop using drugs, let me tell you, the reason you're bored is because you're used to being high. I'm serious. That's it. I remember being in rehab one day, and I don't remember anything I learned in rehab. But I remember this one lady, I was sitting in here, she was a counselor, bless her heart, she was trying to help me. But I didn't want help. You know how sometimes we go and try to get help, but we don't want help? But she's saying, you know what? Because I tell her, man, I feel depressed, I feel down, I was an addict, I wanted to get high. And she said, listen, the reason you're going through what you're going through is because you're mourning. Mourning? I said, mourning? Who knows what mourning is? Mourning. When someone dies. You're a relative or a friend, someone dies. You're mourning. She said, you're mourning. I said, what do you mean you're mourning? What do you mean I'm mourning? I didn't have nobody die, thank God. She said, no. You're mourning because you miss cocaine. That's what she told me. You miss it. You're like, you can't even think being without it. You miss it so much. So you go home and you lay down just thinking about her. I said, wow. And she was right. I was mourning. Today I'm so glad she died.
Oh, man.
You know? Cocaine, are you serious? A needle? Are you serious? That's for losers. But see how my mind shifted. You've got to learn to enjoy the process of discipline and putting yourself through the paces of doing the uncomfortable until it becomes comfortable. I love coming here now. You've got to be prepared and willing to attack the challenges if you want success. Let me repeat that. In fact, let me write it down. Because some of you don't know that word. You've got to be prepared and willing to attack the challenges if you want success. If you want to overcome, if you want to stop being a loser, right? Because challenges are a part of success. Now, that might seem like a full menu of activities, but let me assure you that the process of going from a loser to a winner is really